Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jess with Solbee Home. This week I'm excited to show you this little instrument, violin. It's an old decorative item that was a little broken and it's getting a nice little makeover, Christmas style. So to dive right into this project, I first cleaned it really well with the Crud Cutter pre-paint. I gathered all of the molds I figured that I would use, Mod Podge, DOS, air dry clay, and just went straight to starting some castings to apply directly to the violin. So I'm just dusting my mold with cornstarch and tapping the excess out. This is a fondant mold, and I'm going to use it for the perimeter of the violin. So this first strip is going to go directly onto the side. I'm putting Mod Podge on the little gap here on the edges, and I'm going to put a little bit on the top to get it started. I'm just using a paintbrush, and the key to this is to just kind of lightly tap every single area of clay. You don't want to smash it because then you're going to distort your image, but you need to get it to adhere to the Mod Podge and your item that you're placing the clay on. And this is a very curved surface. I expect to probably get a little bit of cracking. That's not a big deal for me with a piece like this because it's supposed to look antiqued and old. Cracking just enhances that, in my opinion. I find it pretty. For the edges, I am going to just kind of do a little bit of scoring with some water to just fill the seam a little bit. I mean, like I said, I don't expect a fully merged piece of clay, but this will just kind of help it look like it's one piece instead of separate pieces that have been merged together. And I did go ahead and cut this piece to just where I thought the other side, I would have one full strip, so the seams would be in the same places on the bottom. Not that that really matters, but that's just how I did it. I'm just going to take a little clay tool and smooth this seam out just a little bit more. And now I've already got one more full strip, and I can go ahead and add that to this other side. I have to be super careful not to smash the opposite side that I'm working on. So I got my little bag of rice. Thank you to a subscriber. You know who you are. I use this bag of rice all the time. It's just a little more of a stable work surface for certain items. And just like the other side where those two pieces met, they had been scratched with the water and my little scratcher scoring tool. While I also went back over them to merge that seam a little bit better with this little tool. Generally, if you see something that's that light pink color, it's from Hobby Lobby from the baking section. They have better deals than clay tools for some reason, but they're still really just for light duty use. So this is a beautiful ornament casting that is going to really be the focal point of the violin. I do just place it straight onto sort of the middle. I don't know if you can tell, but the top portion of the violin is a little crooked. I'm not going to try to get that off. This is a Thrift upcycle and it's still fragile. So if I tried to reposition that, I would break it even further. So I'm just going to use this little casting, and I'm going to have to curve it a little bit to make this work because it can't be straight without emphasizing even more how crooked this piece is. So now I'm just going to be taking bits and pieces of this mold called Winter Forage. And I casted a few berries that had basically a little fold right there. And instead of recasting the entire thing, I just fixed it with some water and a little clay tool. The fun part about molds is you don't have to use the castings as intended. Using bits and pieces really creates something that is truly your own. Now I also needed to go ahead and fill some areas in at the top portion of the violin. So I'm using a mold called Victoriana to add cute little details to that. And I had a little breakage right there. It's not a big deal. I'll add it as soon as I finish with this main piece. So my violin has now dried for at least 24 hours and I am ready to go ahead and add some paint. I'm going to be using a chalk style all-in-one matte paint called Leather Brown, and I'm going to do 2 full coats over the entire piece and all of my castings. And I'm using a cake decorating turntable underneath, that way I can get around all of the edges easier. It's also good to use an angled brush when you're trying to get into the details of a casting. And I'll also go back with a smaller detailed brush just to make sure that I get every little spot of untouched clay that needs a little bit of paint. You would be surprised how often there's little spots missing that you don't see until you turn your piece to look at it from a different view. So I was thinking about what I could do next, and of course I really do need to incorporate this stamp somehow. I mean, it is perfect for this project. This is called the Waltz, and I'm going to be using white IOD ink with it. The stamp is by IOD as well. And this is not necessarily the ideal stamping surface for a stamp this big, but I'm going to make it work and squeeze it in however I can. So I'm grabbing an old stamp from my scrapbooking days just to fill in that little gap up there near the top. And there's no method to this madness, just filling in little spaces. I like to keep baby wipes on hand to go ahead and clean my stamp off right away. And that makes cleanup a lot easier, especially because I like to leave things laying around sometimes, especially when I'm in the crafting zone. I don't know if you guys get like that. We'll call it creative chaos. So now I'm going to take my stamp pad and just directly kind of highlight some of these areas of my moldings and the edges of my violin. And just make sure that before you do something like this, that your paint has had time to fully dry. I know in a lot of these videos, most of us skip over that part because that would be rather boring for everyone to watch. But typically, especially for me, when I'm moving on to another step, it's going to be dry before I would put my stamp pad on a piece like this. So I had heat set my ink and also gave it plenty of time to dry. And now I want to seal the entire piece over all of my castings and the body of the violin, because you can probably guess what's coming next. I'm going to heavily age my piece with a paint wash. So now we're going to take a watered down brush and black chalk style paint and paint it over the entire thing. Remember, the sealer has fully dried. That is very important. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to remove as much. I'm going to be removing that paint with those little rags that I showed you right there. They're disposable paper towels essentially, but they work really good for removing the paint without getting lint all over your piece. You could technically get some paint and mix it with water to do this. I just like to go ahead and water down my brush and do it because it's just less containers, less work for cleanup. And just an important note here, if you have not done proper prep, like proper cleaning at the beginning, not using a proper paint or primer, you could have adhesion issues here and take off some of your work. So if you're not certain about the products that you're using, do a test area first before diving fully into this, because you don't want to ruin your work once you get to the end. So now just for my final touches, I want to mix some celestial colored wax and gold wax together and put very subtle details onto my piece. So I'm just mixing them on a finger and then I'm applying them very lightly with the other hand, and that way I can always add more. I can't really take it away. So I usually start slowly with this step. Now, not to be corny, but this makeover sings to a tune of its own. I was just fiddling around and ended up with this beauty. And last but not least, this makeover hits all the right notes. Please leave your own little corny comment for me. I would love to read it. But in all seriousness, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know if you have any questions. As always, have an awesome week. Remember to be kind. Thank you for watching.